Another question came in concerning the WYSIWYG tooling. Will there still be the ability to customize the WYSIWYG, add and take away WYSIWYG tools?
Sure. It just like one that just same moving forward as we've had. The plugins have support on so you can add it's TinyMCE, which is the WYSIWYG, and you can add plugins to TinyMCE. You could remove them. That support's all still there. We have a little we have one file inside the plugin where you can control and config the WYSIWYG. That's still there.
Okay, a good question came in concerning tags. Is there anything new done with tags? I think this user is looking for a tags manager in 1.9.
Right. No, it's like it was. We still have all the tags, and they work like they used to. Tags manager is slated on the roadmap. We need one again. It's just a question of if we built everything that we wanted to build, 1.9 would never be released. So uh, again, though, I think that I've been spinning that one for a while. I've poked a couple in our community. There's a couple in this call I've poked about building that one, but there's definitely it's definitely it would be nice to see a tags manager, and that'd be a pretty low-hanging fruit again for someone that wanted to get in and try their hand at creating a plugin and wanted something that was a little external and not too hard. You can get in there nowadays. You don't even have to learn the fancy. You don't have to do the full portlet guy where you used to have to learn struts and all that. Nowadays in 1.9, you could deploy a velocity portlet directly to the system. So I mean, you could do it your work right in Velocity and wire a velocity portlet. There's an example of that in the Hello World plugin in 1.9. And in addition to that, 1.9 adds the ability to have a JSP portlet for those that want to do this type of stuff. So what this means is I could just create a JSP page and deploy it as a tool or portlet right in the system in a plugin. So, it's definitely attainable for someone who wanted to get in there and tinker around.
I think the next question might be more of a networking question, but this user wanted to know, will it be a performance hit for using a SAN or a NAS for external storage?
Not really, no more than your network provides. I mean, if I assume running some kind of iSCSI or something in that respect, but uh, you know, it's going to work as good as your network will allow it to work.
Okay, and the last question that came in, although certainly we'd be more than happy to entertain any other questions that come in if you want to get them in within the next few minutes. We'll take a little more time. But this user asked for us to readdress CMIS a little bit and the new standards there.
Sure. CMIS, for those that don't know, it's a newer type specification that's out there. It's got big players behind it. CMIS has Microsoft behind it, Fresco's behind CMIS, Nuxio's behind CMIS, amongst others. IBM's behind it. Lots of big players. And it's a way for content management systems to speak to one another, and allows you to essentially, through the usage of web services, in our case, we're using RESTful web services. So just through hitting basically a URL, you can browse the site. You can see all the folders, all the objects in .cms, the content that's in .cms, all the structures. You could browse through all that. There's tooling out there for, if you guys are interested, go ahead and Google CMIS, and there's even Flex, a little Adobe Google Flex client that hooks up and does this. 1.9 supports it. In addition to that, you can write SQL to query and pass it via URL. You can write some SQL, and you could pass a query through the CMIS interface of .cms, which will retrieve for you content out of .cms or folders out of .cms. So you could say like select star from folder where title equals my folder, and it'll return to you all the attributes of folder in that respect. And so it's very cool as far as integrating with other systems, other guys. CMIS even provides ways to be able to update content and things of that nature. But the big deal is being able to pull data between systems. Yeah, I think I see one more. Oh, there was one or two. I don't know if maybe I got some that you didn't, Dean. I got a couple here in the question window that popped up. When it says, will there ever be a way to add a publish date when publishing content to schedule a publish? We do have kind of the publish dates built in there. Again, this would require, you can build some rules in here to have things published or not published. Obviously, with content, it's not too hard. You can kind of handle it in your full content and so forth. We do provide an interface for scheduling tasks. We use Quartz under the covers for that. So you could, again, programmatically deploy kind of Quartz class that would provide this type of functionality that can hook into our little publish dates if you wanted, and so forth. But that's similar to what we have now. So I don't think any of that's changed in 1.9.
Okay, another question that came in. It's a fantastic question. In your view, what are the top 5 reasons to switch to 1.9?
That's a good question. In my view, top 5 reasons to switch. If I'm running a mid to large site and I've had to give the system more memory and so forth, on just the whole memory thing, the growing in memory, the performance issues that have been solved, the fact that our velocity objects now can cache to disk, huge benefit. Again, even if you don't get what that means, for those that have struggled with the memory issues or anything of that nature, 1.9 has addressed that. The permission management, huge. So the performance issues regarding just the memory, the permissions management as a whole, it's just so much more slick to be able to manage in there. If you want to take advantage of the form builder, without a doubt, it's nice. It's content, it's regular content. Many people have tried to attach Jasper and things like that to the old forms, and you have the pipe eliminated. Again, it's all possible. But this guy's just content now. You can create a little HTML page. That's great. If you run multiple hosts, the multi-host manager, the fact that I could just create a template and create many guides, then it depends who you are and what you're doing. So the 5 reasons to upgrade really depends on who you are. But I guess the 5th cool piece I would combine together the overall UI. I mean, the UI is so much more nice. It's just much nicer. It's a lot more up to date. It's a lot cleaner. It's a lot more performant in that respect. 1.9 just feels snappier. It is snappier. And combine that together with the way you manage users and roles. Just, again, there's the permissions, but there's also just the users' roles, the controls of the tabs up here. Really nice. Again, there's a lot more stuff. Those would be depending on who you are, those would be the 5 things that I would say.
In addition to the URL mapping, which is really helping me build the new 1.9 documentation site. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, JT, our product development manager, for giving us those great answers. Thank you for all your fantastic questions. Once again, we'll be posting this webinar if you joined late, or for those who were able to sign up but weren't able to attend. It will be, as well as all our future webinars, on our dotCMS YouTube channel. So please check it out there, or if you want to email a friend the link to our YouTube channel if they weren't able to attend, please do so. And we'll be posting our next webinar later on today, or this weekend. So please stay tuned for our next webinar. And once again, thank you very much for attending our dotCMS 1.9 open discussion.